Hello everybody, my name is Memedolf and welcome to the Wintertodt Guide that I have prepared today. For I don't write scripts. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to craft one rejuvenation potion. This is probably gonna vary from person to person. Just put on some warm clothing. Fill up your slots like this. You don't need the mole slippers, they're just there for like extra flash or some shit. I don't know. We're gonna move on. So you start by lighting this brazier over here the moment that the timer hits 0 up here. And that's going to go ahead and give you a little bit of XP as well as 25 reward points. Then you come and you stand on this exact tile that I'm standing on. You can mark it if you'd like. I, however, did not mark it. If you do not have this much warm clothing on, I would not recommend doing the things that I do. As far as feeding the brazier goes when we go over here. Now, there's two ways that you can actually take this. One, you can fletch. Two, you cannot fletch. If you fletch, you will get one more reward roll. Not really, too exciting, but if you do fletch, however, you will get 3 reward rolls compared to the 2 if you don't fletch. There still is a chance to get 3. You want to stand on this tile because you'll avoid all the snow damage from here and here. And then make sure that while you're fletching, you have your knife ready to be used on a bloomer root, because the moment that you take damage to your warmth, you are going to immediately click on the bloomer root at the end of your inventory. We're just gonna wait a little bit. I believe the damage you take from the Wintertodt is also dependent on your fire making level. I'm level 88. So me personally, I'm going to be tanking anything. Now, there are times when the brazier goes out. If you have a Torch, go ahead and use the Torch on the brazier. If there's heavy snow like this, it's going to break, and then you use a hammer to go ahead and repair it, and then you light it with a tinderbox. But if you have a Torch, you can go ahead and put it in your offhand. If you don't know how to do it, all you do is you right-click your Torch, or you hold tap the Torch, and you hit the turn option, I believe it is, and you'll be able to hold it in your offhand. Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and I like to fletch 25 logs. Then, depending on how much energy he has left, it's also kind of dependent on what we'll do next. In this case, he has 29, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to chop and we're going to fletch about 8 logs. Yeah, it is 7, it's alright. Now, sometimes I'll go ahead and I will not fletch the second set of logs because we've already got enough points to go ahead and get our rewards. And really, you can just go ahead and fletch like 500 worth if you'd like. But fletching level, luckily, does not increase your fletching speed here, so you don't actually have to worry about being too high level for fletching in order to actually succeed here. Now, the requirements for this minigame are going to be 50 fire making. If you don't have 50 fire making, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. Just go ahead, slap a log and some fire tinder boxes together, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and then you got them. So as you can see down here in the chat, it says you are owed an additional 3 rewards from the reward cart. You're now owed 18 rewards. That essentially means that we're good. So the stuff that I'm wearing, the pyromancer garbs, are the stuff that you can get out of the reward cart. You don't necessarily need these, but I would recommend bringing something like a Tome of Fire in your offhand if you do have the space for it. or the money for it. Ring of the Elements actually counts as a warm item. Mole Slippers. I mean, this right here's a mill, and then your best axe. You don't need a dragon axe. You'll probably only be able to do like one set of logs with anything lower than dragon. An Infernal Axe will be better here though, because it does not use charges and it counts as a warm item. I have a game necklace in my next slot because I was too lazy to fucking bank. There we go, that's how you're supposed to do it. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to show off another example run right over here for anyone who's confused and explain it again. We're going to get 25 Broomer Roots and then we are going to fletch them. Remember, if you're using more than one rejuvenation potion, they'll give you 30 warmth to sip. So you don't need to worry about using more than one or two. But I would say don't really use your rejuvenation potions, and this is just kind of a little extra tip, unless you get below 50% warmth. And even then, only go ahead and try to tap off of it once, because that way you can basically guarantee past this thing. If you're trying to do it solo, I would probably bring about 3 or 4 rejuvenation potions, depending on your level. We're going to go over here and we're going to fletch, because I like rewards. Oh, but first I'm also going to go ahead. No, I'll just not fletch one of the next logs that I get, and I'll show you guys the difference in XP from fletched and unfletched logs. Now, at the end of the minigame, you will also get a little bit of extra fire-making XP. I get about 8.8k. It's dependent on your level. For each level you have, you'll get another 100 XP. So let's say you're at 50 fire making, which is the minimum requirement. You will get 5,000 per game finished. Oh, yay. I get damaged by the Wintertodt. I'm just imagining like a blue-collar guy dressed up in a suit down there in that pit. Not even like a bunch of whatever the fuck this is. Alright, we are almost at the end of fletching, and of course, this bitch keeps slapping us for 7s. As you can see, your warmth will just also kind of naturally regenerate. I think it's because I'm standing by the fire. I would go on the wiki and check it, but I also don't care enough. Oh, also, I would not recommend standing on this tile. Try to stand to the one south, because there are times where the snow will go ahead and it will hit a 9 or a 3x3 area right here, and then you want to go ahead and stand down here anyways. As you can see, this is also where the majority of people are stacking. Brazier goes down. Remember, you don't have Broom Torch. Make sure that you have a tinderbox in your inventory. It's that simple. This activity used to cost money. Like, it used to cost money to bring food in here because it would chip away at your health instead of chipping away at a warmth bar. And so sometimes it would be super frustrating because he would constantly slap you for like 7s and 8s sometimes before you could get through fletching a patch of logs. We're at 20% energy here, so I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to chop 6 logs, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to toss one into the fire, so that way I can show you guys the difference in XP. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, we get 269 out of an unfletched log compared to the 340 that we get with a fletched log. Which, I mean, goes to show that fletching isn't, you know, required. But it's still nice to make sure that you can guarantee yourself at least 2 reward rolls off the table. Which sometimes the brazier will not crack down, so it makes it really, really hard to get reward points sometimes, especially if you're not fletching. So just go ahead, secure your 500 points. Toss the rest of your unfletched logs in the fire if you want XP. If you want to go for a 3rd reward crate roll, go ahead and fletch. You get a nice little bit of XP here too. As you can see, I was getting 49 per log, which is pretty nice fletching experience. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the guide. If not, leave a dislike. If so, go fuck yourself either way. See you guys later.